Look, I'll be honest. It's never been easy for me to make a decision. Take a typical day at work.
Please, Peter, just pick a color. You're holding things up.
Hey, I told you. We have a deadline here. Are you going to place an order or what?
Proposal A or Proposal B? Come on, Peter, you gotta decide.
This problem I have, it even affects inanimate objects, like my desk. See how all this stuff is piling up? It's because I can never figure out what to work on first. And my boss is starting to notice.
Look at this mess. No wonder you can never get anything done.
It's not any easier away from work either. My girlfriend Susan, for instance, she's always wanting me to make up my mind about something or other.
Come on, Peter. We told Cindy we'd be there. The party's already started. Are you coming or not?
Even my car wants answers.
Yeah, I can just replace the valves for you. But why not spend some serious bucks and fix this thing up right?
No matter where I go, someone's always wanting me to decide something.
Okay, I'll run through it again. We have Italian, blue cheese, ranch, honey mustard.
I used to think everybody had this problem, but that was before I met Lisa. Lisa has decision-making down to a science. In fact, she's a consultant with a company called Decisions Are Us. We both live in the same apartment complex, and one day I started talking with her down by the tennis courts.
How about another set, Peter?
Oh, gee, I'd like to, Lisa, but I've got some work to catch up on. Still, I could use the exercise, and it's such a nice day. I don't know.
Are you still having trouble making up your mind?
Still having trouble. I feel like I'm trapped in a decision bottleneck.
So what are you doing about it?
Well, just letting things take care of themselves, I guess. At least that way I won't make any mistakes, right?
Wrong. Because things are going to get decided one way or another. And if you allow yourself to just drift into decisions or get pressured into them, they often end up being bad decisions.
Oh, well, that never happens to me.
No? How about that miserable package vacation you got talked into last summer?
Well, that's got to be the one exception.
Really? What about your job? Didn't you tell me that the only reason you took that job was because it was the first thing that came along? And that later you had wished that you spent more time looking around?
Well,
The point is, Peter, you've got to take charge of your decision-making. You've got to decide to decide.
that's easy for you to say. You're an expert.
But Peter, anybody can learn to make decisions. You just follow 6 basic steps. And no matter what choice you're facing, they'll help you out. Want me to take you through them?
I don't know. I think I've got enough to deal with as it is. Little did I know how wrong I was, because soon I had even more to deal with.
And Cindy's getting married, and Trisha's getting married. And when are we getting married? This is called a calendar, Peter. Now set a date or that's it.
And it just died right in the middle of the street.
Well, we can send out a tow truck. We'll see what we can do.
Hey, Peter. Did you hear what they're saying?
The company might start downsizing.
Yeah. People could get laid off.
Any of us. Even you.
Finally, it dawned on me. I had to do something. Oh, there you are. I was hoping to find you here. Okay, I admit it. I need help.
So you finally decided to decide.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need your help.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to help you, Peter. But I just can't tell you. You're going to have to do your part. You see, decision-making is kind of like swimming. It takes practice to build up your strength and speed. The more you work at it, the better you'll get.
Okay, let's go for it. Where do we start?
What decisions are giving you the most trouble?
Well, my job situation, that's really tough. If I lose my job, what do I do? And Susan, I'm just not sure if I'm ready for marriage. And then there's my car. Do I keep getting it patched up or go for the expensive repairs or what?
Job, girlfriend, car. All right, that's what we'll focus on as we go through the 6 steps. Ready for step 1?
Shoot!
Here we go. Step 1. For each decision you decide to make, write a decision purpose statement.
A what?
Relax. It's just a way to clarify things, to nail down what you really want from the decision. You simply state what action you're going to take and what you want to achieve. For example, let's say I'm trying to determine what form of exercise to use to help me to lose weight. Here's my action. To choose a form of exercise. And here's what I want to achieve. That will burn up the most calories. See? Action and purpose.
That's all there is to it?
That's all. But it won't help unless you go and do it. It's an active process, remember? So go home and go to work.
Finally done. Writing these statements isn't as simple as I thought. But Lisa is right. I have a much better idea now of what I'm after with each decision. Want to hear what I came up with? Okay, first for my problem at work. To set career goals that will best utilize my talents and interests. That one was really tough because I realized that the question wasn't just about my job, it was about my whole career. Here's the one about Susan and me. To resolve my dilemma with Susan in a way that will be fair to both of us. That took some thinking, too, because I realized that it involves 2 people, not just one. Well, at least the statement about the car was pretty easy. I only had to think about money. To solve my car problem in the most economic way possible. Well, I'm done. And I'm off and running.
Good statements, Peter. I'd say you're ready for step 2. Set a deadline.
Luckily, I already have the calendar, thanks to Susan. But what dates do I pick? Here's what Lisa said.
Give yourself enough time to collect all the information you need to make an intelligent choice. But don't let it drag on. Otherwise, the decision could be made for you.
And she also says that you should allow more time for the big decisions and less time for the minor ones. Makes sense, right? So, let's see. My car. I think I can take care of that fairly fast. My career. Definitely a biggie. That's gonna take some time. Susan, pretty serious too, but she's applying a lot of pressure. Okay, I've set my deadlines and I'm vowing to meet them. And hey, we're already at step 3.
Once you've set your deadline, you're ready for step 3. Search for alternatives.
I caught up with Lisa on the exercise trail and she told me more.
The key here, Peter, is to uncover all your potential choices. You don't want to make a critical decision without knowing all your possibilities, right?
Right, but how do I know what they are?
Well, first make a list of all the alternatives you already know. How about Susan? What are your choices there?
That's easy. There are only 2. Marry her or forget her.
But are you sure that's it? Keep your mind open. I bet you can think of some others.
I guess I could try negotiating with her for more time so I could think things through. Or maybe we could agree to see other people and still keep dating, but I'm not too crazy about that idea.
Well, maybe not. But for now, you have to keep your emotions out of this. Just lay all your options out. And see, you've already come up with at least 4. People almost always have more than they think.
But what about the options that might be there that I don't know about?
Good question. Start digging. consult every resource you can think of. People you know, books, articles, organizations. It's just like being a reporter. You've got to go for the facts.
A reporter, huh? I decided to start with my career choices. What else is out there? Hello, could I speak with your personnel department, please? Yes, good morning. My name is Peter Mayer. I wondered if you had any job openings, if I could make an appointment to come in and see you. Thursday at 4 p.m.? That would be great. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. The jobs in the classifieds. Gotta check those out. Oh, and my Uncle Albert. He always has good advice.
Peter, have you ever thought of joining us in the family business? We'd love to have you, and you would make a very good living.
Of course, there's always the possibility of staying where I am. Maybe I should find out if that downsizing talk was just a rumor.
A rumor? Are you kidding? It's dead serious. Tony and Sarah just got laid off.
Tony and Sarah? Oh, they didn't get laid off. They got fired for incompetence. Now, forget what you heard about downsizing. Things are definitely picking up here.
Two people, two totally different opinions. What do I do now?
What you've got here, Peter, is a classic case of conflicting advice. This sometimes happens even with the experts.
So, how do you handle it?
Well, you have to take into account who gave you the information. Was one of them in a position to know more?
In this case, I'd say it's a wash.
You're going to have to consider this a risky choice. You've got to remember, your information is only as good as the source you acquire it from. So, meanwhile, keep looking for other alternatives.
After that experience at work, I decided to concentrate on other sources for a while, like good old reliable books. See, there's another option I've been thinking about. Going back to college to become qualified to work in the field I've always loved. And this seems like the perfect place to find out more about it. I've also ordered some publications that specialize in the field. And I'm sending away for college catalogs, too. Hello? What? Oh, no. It's the mechanic. And I don't like that sound in his voice.
Sorry to break this to you, Peter, but your engine's shot. You're gonna have to kiss this baby goodbye.
This can't be true. I was so sure of my decision here that I jumped ahead and made it already.
You say you made your decision?
Yes, the last time I was in the shop, I told the mechanic to do just enough to keep it running.
Peter, what was your decision purpose statement?
To solve my car problem in the most economical way possible.
Well, there's the source of your problem. Yes, you made a decision based on your statement, but your statement was off. You didn't consider all the long-term effects. Do you think you can come up with something that would?
Well, I'll try. Action. To replace my old car.
Mm-hmm.
And purpose with one that's affordable, reliable, and, oh, why not? If possible, exciting too.
Good. Now reset your deadline and go for it. See what alternatives you can come up with.
Okay. The first thing I want to do is consider the possibility of getting a used car. No question, there are some real bargains out there. But I've also got to consider reliability. I think I'll ask around.
I'll tell you this. I bought mine used. Never had a moment's trouble. Waste your money on a new car? You'd be nuts.
Gee, she sounded so sure of herself. But then again, she's not exactly an authority on the subject, is she? What was that Lisa said?
Remember, your information is only as good as the source you acquire it from.
I better go to someone with real experience here.
Used cars? Even I've been fooled by them. They start off looking real nice, and they turn out to be real lemons. Who needs the headache? Go buy yourself a nice new car with a nice new warranty.
Well, that was a little more helpful. But my research into this car business is just beginning. I've got auto magazines to read, car dealerships to visit, ratings to check. And these are the alternatives for the car.
Good. Okay. You ready for the next step?
And I was just starting to relax.
You're gonna like this one. It's a little like playing judge, and you're getting close to picking the winners. So, it's step 4. Evaluate the alternatives.
But how am I supposed to sort them all out?
You know what helps? A balance sheet. We designed our own at Decisions Are Us. I'll tell you what. I'll fax you a sample form at your office.
And here it is, the balance sheet. But I won't be able to start on it until I get home. My work here is really keeping me busy. Yes, I'm finally able to get things done. Learning to make decisions has been a big help. Take a look. See? Even my desk looks better. Things are improving in all kinds of ways.
Ah, Proposal D. Good choice, Peter. We'll get on this right away.
Hey, Pete, thanks for the order. And since you placed it so early, we can give it special attention.
My boss is noticing the difference too. And for once, he's pleased.
Amazing, Peter. You've actually turned in something ahead of schedule.
This is the balance sheet that I'm working on. For each alternative, you write all the pros and cons you can think of, then rank them on how important each one is to you. I'm starting to get a better handle on what I really want to do. I met Lisa at her office to go over the final 2 steps.
Pros. Powerful engine, great styling, fast acceleration. Cons. Very high maintenance cost. Excellent. That means you're about ready to make some decisions.
Getting closer, that's for sure. But how do I get over that final hump? These are too important to mess up.
Well, by now you know all the facts. You know your pros and you know your cons. I'd say it's time to take a leap into the unknown. And that's step 5. Forecast the future.
Lisa, isn't this getting a little mystical? It's so out of line with all the nuts and bolts work we've been doing.
That's exactly the point. Forecasting gives you a fresh way to examine your alternatives. Why don't you give it a whirl?
Well, am I going to need a crystal ball?
No. All you'll need is your imagination. Here's what you do. For each alternative, visualize the worst possible outcome, the best possible outcome, or the most likely outcome. It's a way to foresee the risks and benefits and get a good idea of the middle ground.
How does that help?
Well, if the worst possible outcome is more risky than you can stand, it's probably not a good choice for you. On the other hand, if the best possible outcome is tremendously desirable to you, then it might energize you to go for it. Come on, give it a try. How about forecasting what it would be like to marry Susan? Or not to marry her?
Well, let's see. All right, if I marry her... Best possible outcome. Worst possible outcome. And most likely outcome. And not marrying her. Best. worst. And most likely.
Did it help?
Yes, but in a way I didn't expect. I suddenly realized why I can't make a clear decision. I've got too many other unknowns right now. Everything seems to hang on everything else.
That's a valuable insight. And it's not unusual, Peter, especially when you're dealing with life-shaping questions.
How do I get unstuck?
Which is your biggest issue? What's going to have the most dramatic impact on your present and future?
I'd have to say my career.
Then focus on that. What alternatives are you favoring most?
I think, bottom line, I'd like to go back to college and get the training I need.
Okay. Forecast the possible outcomes.
The best possible outcome. The worst. And the most likely.
So, how did it feel?
Well, the worst wasn't so bad. And the most likely was very good. And the best, it felt great.
Congratulations, Peter. I believe that you're ready for the last step. Step 6. Make an action plan. That's when you make a decision and plan how to set it in motion.
Believe it or not, this is going to be easy. Everything's suddenly falling into place. Yes, I'm going back to college. Now that's settled, I'm going to have to let Susan know that marriage is out of the question for now. As for the car, that's clear too. With the modest budget I'm going to have, it's subcompact for me. Exciting's going to have to wait until later.
Peter, where are you going?
Hey, I've got a million things to do, and I know just what they are.
Another box, please.
It's really nice of you to give up your Saturday for this.
Well, I guess I feel a little bit like a mother hen looking after her newly hatched chick. Peter, is something wrong?
I just don't know what to do with this lamp. I really like it, but I'm afraid it might break in the box. I hate to leave it here, though, and what if I need it?
Peter.
Sorry, momentary lapse. Wait, I have the perfect decision. Here, Lisa, it's yours. A little thank you for all your help.